I started kind of halfway through the year and things kind of took off during open enrollment thing. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is working.
What was your lowest point?
It was definitely like right at the beginning.
You got to restart. You're brand new. What do you do first week, let's say?
Yeah, I would definitely do what I've done with you guys.
In this video, I interview Allison Davidson Motoyama. Allison is a serial entrepreneur. She got into insurance, selling private health insurance plans about a year ago. She works for one of the largest private health insurance groups in the country, and last year, with only 6 months in, she was Rookie of the Year. She's doing just as well this year, if not better. She's on track to have a record-breaking year. She's really humble, so she doesn't like to talk about numbers. She'd rather talk about how she's helping people and serving clients, so she's got a good heart about everything. But from what I could see, she's already written over $600,000 this year in insurance premium alone. So she's doing really well. She gives a lot of insights in this call about how she runs her business, some of the tools that she uses, and gives advice for new agents. Even if you're not in the insurance world, there's lots of good sales advice in here, tips on how to persevere and how to use leads and CRM and automation to drive the business. So definitely check this video out. I think you're gonna like it. And stay till the end because I asked some questions that people don't typically ask in an interview like this. Hope you enjoy. All right. Hey, Allison, thanks so much for joining. I'm super excited to have you on here, and I know we're going to have a good conversation. I've got some good questions for you. So thanks for joining.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Sean.
Yeah, definitely. I know I told you just now that I'm going to throw you some like curveball questions. Like I sent you a list of questions, and I have some different ones, so hopefully you're okay with that. Make this a little more entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe just start by just telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the insurance world.
Yeah, so both my husband and myself, we did our undergrad, we got our master's in business, and we became, we've been business owners throughout the past, like 12 years. Mm-hmm. And then just started to look at different options, and I think being a broker or an insurance agent was always kind of an option because my mom was always just really successful at what she does at her job as an insurance agent. Yeah. So then I just kind of, researched more about what it is between becoming a captive agent versus a broker. And I guess, I read about it and I'm like, you know what? I'm a salesperson. I like to help people. And I got constantly bombarded as a business owner by all the brokers that were calling me or texting me, and I didn't want to do that. But anyway, so that's kind of why I kind of was thinking about it before I actually took the step.
You kind of do that entrepreneurial thing, and I definitely do it, where you're always looking at different opportunities, considering different things. You're already self-employed or running businesses, and you're always looking for like another edge, another opportunity, and things like that. I do that all the time. So it sounds like that's what you do as well.
Yeah, I mean, I like the whole. We were always into like products, like selling products or making products and selling them wholesale to different retailers. I like the whole concept of a service industry. Like that's kind of where I was kind of going because it was a little crazy in terms of like running a wholesale store with products. So that was very stressful. I like the whole service concept too. So I wanted something with that.
Yeah, definitely have probably a little more direct impact on your immediate performance. It's like you're working leads, you're selling something. The turnaround's not super long, probably not as complicated in certain ways. So for those watching, I mean, you got the you work with one of the biggest private health insurance agencies in the country. And last year you were like their MVP, right? You won that designation.
Yeah, it was Rookie of the Year. So it was
Rookie of the Year, that's right.
Yeah. So that was nice. I wasn't expecting it. That was great. I just was kind of, I started kind of halfway through the year and kind of just went with it, and things kind of took off during open enrollment or September, October. That's when things actually started to move, which was great. But at the beginning, it definitely was like, all right, well, how is this going to work? But it was a good year.
That's how everyone gets started in anything, right? It's like you don't know until you get proof of concept. Like, I hear people are doing this, but can I do it? Does it actually work? And you started like mid last year, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you started mid last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so about a year in, and I think without knowing your exact numbers, you're on track for multiple six figures already this year. I mean, already this year, you're on track for that. So that's pretty exciting, right? To start
I
something
think
new,
so.
not sure if it works,
again,
and
it's
then
all. Yeah, I think that was always that was the goal. And then once things started, I didn't really look at the numbers or anything, and then I was like, oh, okay, this is working. So yeah, it was a good year, and I'm hoping this year is gonna be better. So
awesome. What's something about being a top agent that would surprise someone who thinks insurance is boring? And maybe insurance is boring, but what do people think it is, and what is it?
I think right now it's really interesting because of everything. It doesn't matter, like politics, marketplace, everything that's going on with the U.S. and insurance is just. I talk to a lot of people, and they're not. A lot of the people that I talk to are not happy because they're either paying too much or not getting good coverage options. I like that whole, and they're instantly. I like the whole concept that I can help people, and that's kind of what I go with. And I'm definitely very thorough in explaining how insurance works to my clients, and they're usually. They're very grateful for that. I do take a lot of time to make sure that they understand like what they're getting into and how the plan could impact them. But I do think that's, what motivates me. And I do like, again, I like to make sure that if I'm making the sale, that's great. But also it has to be something that's going to work for them, be beneficial for them. And also, when I sign somebody up, I'm not somebody that's going to be like, sign them up and be done. And I hear a lot from people,
right,
from the clients that I work with, that people just sign them up and they're done. So I like to help them along the way as well. So that's what's helpful.
Yeah, this isn't like selling like a typical good, right? Like you sold them some product in their house, right? This is something that could have massive financial implications, and something that people rely on, right? If they get hurt or sick, things like that. So yeah, I mean, you got to take it seriously. You got to make sure you're putting them in the right plan and all that, right?
Yeah, and I don't. If it's not a right plan for them, I'm not going to put them in a plan. I don't like to be up at night because sometimes I'll be up at night and I'm going, oh no, what happened? Did they have an issue? It doesn't happen often, but if I don't know a certain thing, but it's. I want them to be taken care of.
Yeah, totally. So kind of going into like, okay, you've had some success. You got the Rookie of the Year last year. I'm curious about like on the low side of it. Like what was your lowest point, the moment where you thought maybe this isn't going to work out?
It was definitely like right at the beginning. So it was when I was starting to buy leads. And so you buy leads and you have no idea what you're getting into, and you can look at reviews. And some of the leads that I purchased, it was kind of silly, and it's, they sell you these leads, and then they pretty much are selling 20 other brokers these leads, and these poor people that put their information in, unbeknownst to them, are getting contacted by 20 to 30 brokers, and they're just, by the time you talk to them, they're just not happy. That was crazy. And then entering into some of these contracts with lead carriers that ended up being not the wisest decision. And I think that's as an entrepreneur, the goal is always, okay, you're going to make decisions, and you're going to make some poor decisions, but can you, what's the best you can do without being, digging too deep into a financially poor, decision? That's the whole thing. So kind of that was the learning curve, going into this, and figuring out what's going to work, what's not going to work, and then kind of going from there.
Yeah. A lot of people might not realize that in insurance, I mean, it's a lead purchasing business. Some different agencies will promote reaching out to friends and family and things like that, but most agents are buying leads. And eventually over time you start working up a little bit more of a referral business, but it's hard to sustain on referral only, especially when you're started. So that was your beginning process of kind of getting going, getting leads, not sure how they were going to work out. Maybe they're not, you're not happy they're reselling them. It's competitive. You're not having a lot of success with them. Fast forward now, you're a year in. Like if you were to look at, say, your last 10 deals, where would you say all that business is being generated from?
Yeah. So I think, and I'm definitely.
And I know we're helping you with leads, and this is not an opportunity.
No. But
us,
again,
so.
This is what.
Because you might be getting deals other places too. We're not taking full credit for your success.
And this is not good for me, but because you're not supposed to put all your eggs in one basket. But when I first started, I was kind of going, okay, let's try this one, let's try this one, let's try this one, putting money all over the place and seeing what's going to work. I did start with your ads. Gosh, it might have been June or July. Mm-hmm. It was kind of right when I started. And that's when things started to happen in terms of my appointments. It was actual people that booked with me, and I was talking with them, and they wanted to talk with me, and they wanted my help. And that was when everything kind of shifted. I got more, confident, and I could definitely look at different alternatives and really kind of help people from there. But it was right off the bat, they're booking with me, and we have the appointments, and that's when everything kind of changed. And then I started, I had more appointments kind of going into August, and now I'm primarily just going with your NextLevel ads and booking appointments through you guys. So there have been some other opportunities where people have asked me to, they'll give me leads just to try them out, and I haven't had success. But I like this platform. I like that people want to talk with me and work with me, and this was the whole turning point for me, I think, was when I started with you guys. So
love it. Love to hear that. So for people who are watching, maybe don't know, so basically you're running your own Facebook ads out of your own Facebook business page, and people are able to book appointments with you, and it's branded to you, right? And so that's a service that we set up, but allows you to be autonomous, and leads aren't being resold because your leads that you're generating through your own page, which is really nice. And it's not the problem that you were having with at least another vendor that you felt like they're getting resold too many times. So
right. No, correct. Like that's
awesome.
Exactly what happened and what's been happening. So I have seen at the beginning, I think it was just, it's a learning curve with Facebook ads too. So I think right now, the people that are booking appointment, it's just been very good people, very good leads, and I've been having success. But I've been doing this now, how long have I been running the ads? So the algorithms are probably, a little bit more in my favor, or I'm not sure, but it's been good. So.
Yeah, it can sometimes get better over time because you just give it seasons. It understands the people that you're looking for. So I want to ask you about one of the biggest deals you've closed. And I want to ask you about, what's the thing you do every day that you think a lot of agents maybe skip, or, why you're out producing them. But before I get there, I want to ask, what's the biggest deal you ever lost? And what actually did it teach you?
Oh, goodness. I think the biggest one, it's been in the past maybe month or so, month and a half. I got 2 group deals, which was great. They're very small groups. It's not a big group by any means, but it's, a small group of 5. And that was great. It's a lot of work to do the paperwork and to do the census for that. I think the biggest one, right, that I was very excited about was a family of 4. So it was 4 separate plans that I signed them up for, and they're still with me. And it's been, that was the first, all right, let's do this. but yeah, and I have a couple other, kind of group things coming up that would be great. But group is like, those are the whales. Those are the very big plans that are tough to get. But otherwise, the individual plans, like that's exciting as well. I got my first, kind of the big life insurance deals that I focus more on health. So that was kind of fun to kind of look at the different life insurance add-ons, features you can do as well. So that was good. I guess things that I do that I try to implement is usually if it's my first initial phone call, even though it's a discovery call and I'm trying to get all the information, I do like to show my face. So I do utilize CrankWheel, and I'll say, okay, here, I'll give you a link. Here, this is me. Hi, here's my screen. This is kind of an initial plan that I like, but let me do some digging, come back to you. When can we schedule up our follow-up? And always getting that follow-up call and getting it scheduled. Not like, okay, yeah, I'll give you a call on Tuesday. No. What time on Tuesday? Let's book this follow-up call and kind of go from there. And I think people... from what I hear from clients is a lot of brokers, they don't send any information. So I don't like that approach. The approach that it's kind of hidden. It's got to be, they don't give you the information until we get on the phone and we have to go through everything together. So I like to be in some cases, maybe it's too much information. But I like to give them the information so that they, that I think that builds trust too.
Interesting. So you send them... Like you send them the plan details that you found for them, or you're suggested, like, this is what I think you should enroll in, and you send that to them prior to your call?
It depends. It depends on the situation. No, not prior to the call. I'll talk with them. I like to share my screen. I like to get, if I have one.
Oh, on your discovery call.
Yeah, discovery call.
I see. So on your first call, you start kind of like, greasing the wheels a little bit, like here's kind of what I'm looking at for you, and you kind of, that's interesting because that shows them you've got something of value. And I don't mean to cut you off, and I'll let you finish, but it shows something of value, and you're kind of whetting their appetite so that they're like, yeah, I want to see the full plan and see how it comes in, and see if, like, you kind of tease them a little bit, like, this is where I'm leaning, I need to look into it, and it's like, oh, I hope I can qualify. That sounds like a great plan. That's my take. I'll let you.
And they see me too, and because right off the bat, a lot of people are like, is this a scam? Are you? Are you? And so it's like, okay, this is me. Here's my license. Like, here's my information. I have this. This is kind of. It sounded like you wanted you want a PPO. These are my PPO options. But let me get back to you and do some digging and see what other alternatives I can come up with. But I like that. I think kind of, especially if they're talking to other people, that puts you a little bit ahead of the curve. If you're putting yourself out there and you're like, oh, I'm a person and I'm doing my work. So.
Yeah. So you're using CrankWheel, which is it's like a Chrome extension essentially. You can then share your screen. You can also share your camera. You're saying you turn your camera on so they can see you?
Right, I do.
Okay.
Yep. It's not long. I mean, typically, because if I'm putting a plan through, I don't want them just to be like focusing. I'll talk with them a little bit and then turn my screen off and then be like, okay, this is kind of one plan that we can look at. And then I have a couple others I'm going to look at too. But yeah. So
for those who don't have any idea what CrankWheel is, basically it's like a Chrome extension. What is it, $30 a month or something like that?
I don't think it's that. I don't know.
Maybe cheaper?
24 or something like that, yeah.
But basically it allows you to text a link or email a link to someone, and they click it and they can see your screen. They don't have to be on screen, so they can kind of like be hiding behind it and not know who you are, but they can see your screen so you can actually present stuff and show yourself, almost like a one-way Zoom call where they can see all your stuff, but yeah.
It's nice because you don't have to deal with people, how do I log in? That can be problematic. But then there's some people that you just stay on the phone with them, and some people will like hang up, and I'm like, no, we're going to be on the phone. You're just viewing, my screen. But it seems to be it's very easy just for them. But a lot of them are like, wait, can you see me? And I'm like, no, I can't see you. You just you get the pleasure
Yeah.
of just seeing my screen. So,
Yeah, they get to kind of hide. They're not sure who you are, not
Yeah,
sure what you're going
yeah.
to try to pitch them on.
Right.
But it helps you. I mean, showing your face that you're a real person, showing your credentials on there. I mean, I think that goes a long way. And I know some agents like to do Zoom calls, but this is a nice alternative way, just to low commitment. Oh, I couldn't, just like you said, I can't find the Zoom login. Even on this call, it's like I sent you the wrong dang link, and we're sitting there trying to figure out how to get logged in. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's like here, and from their phone, they don't even have to be sitting in front of their computer. And I always liked it too, because I used it in the past too when I was selling insurance, and I always liked it because you kind of control the pacing of the conversation because you're showing them this kind of presentation in a sense. So what are you actually showing when you're on CrankWheel? Like, do you have pre-made PDFs, or like what do you actually show them?
I mean, the website, my website through you guys is kind of my opening deal that I have. So I've got my website, and then I'll usually do some just like from the information that I gather from their form that they inputted through the ad. Then I can kind of get a little bit of information from them in terms of like what they're looking for. So I'll have some plans that, in terms of kind of just some basic options before I talk with them. And then if I talk with them and they're looking towards this option, I'm like, okay, this is something that I have. We can look for, more into this, or I can come up with some different options from there. But yeah, it's very rare that there have been, occasions where people will sign up, on the first call, which is great. But most of the time it's a 2-call deal.
Yeah, the one call close can be nice, right?
Yeah.
So you started getting into group deals. I'm curious, like what's the sizing of those group deals? Like, and maybe just you can speak generally for someone who's watching this. If you get a group deal, I mean, how, typically what's the size, and then like what's the premium written? Like how much can agents make if they're selling a group policy?
I'm very new at this. I haven't even seen kind of what's the, in terms of what you can make from this. But yeah, I did the 5-person deal, which you could have probably signed each individual up, and it could have been equal. But now coming down the pipeline, there's, I've got a 15, there's an 8-person deal. I like it because from the last one that I just signed up with 5 people, it's a big company. So they do a lot of like kind of traveling nurses, and they want to offer it to new people that come on board. So they've got 150, and I only signed up a very small amount. So now, but they're constantly growing. So I like that aspect of more people coming on. So.
I mean, and if someone's watching this, like, I don't know anything about health insurance. Like, when you're selling private health plans, commissions vary, but I always say your average commission selling to one person, your comp levels are going to vary depending on where you're at and all that stuff. But your average commission's what, $1,000 to $1,400 for the year on selling one policy. Would you say that's accurate? Somewhere in that range?
I would say that. I mean, a lot of the policies now, it's like you get a certain amount per month. So it's level commission.
Yep.
For the life of the plan. So if somebody's on the plan, 10 years until they turn 65, you're getting this set amount per month until they turn that age. So when you first start, it's a little depressing to be like, okay, I signed up 3 people. And then you look and you're like, okay, that was my monthly, which is, let's say it's $300,
because some plans you're not getting that advance, and they're going to pay you $100 to $100 and something a month.
Right. But I like that. I did like that because then it just kind of, I didn't really look at it. And now it's like, okay, once you start adding more people to it, it makes sense. But then you just have to make sure your customer service is good too. And you're making sure that people are good with the plan and they're taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, and some people might not realize that you get that, let's say it's $100 a month, you're going to get it for month 13, 14, 15, 36, 37, like you keep getting paid that. So it starts slow, but you can really build it up. And that's not everything. Some plans will pay you $900 up front and a few $100 later on in the year. But some of these, you actually build up that pipeline where now it's every deal you do, it's $100 a month that you're making from it. And not to show all your numbers, and I know you're a humble person, but I mean, you're doing multiple of these every week, multiple plans of if one kind or another. So it's been now it's because now we're looking at 1 year, and I know I have friends that are like, hey, tell me how this goes, and I'm like, I'm not going to tell you anything until I've done this for 1 year. I'm starting, and I want to look at everything after 1 year and kind of see what I've done. And so I did approach. Now it's been 1 year, and now it's to the point where I do think I'd be okay putting, giving my friends being like, all right, okay, if you're interested, like this is, I'm good standing behind this profession and how everything is. It's kind of making sense. I've made the mistakes, but I've learned from them, and it's been an interesting year. So, but and now you're in a position where you can, if you have a friend that wants to come on, you can teach them now. You've got, what you're doing at this point. You've seen a lot of the details and ins and outs of what it takes to do this and to do it successfully. So is that something you're interested in doing? Like, are you trying to, you think you're going to build a team now?
I think so. Yeah. I just, I wasn't like, the past few months, but now I think I'm to the point almost there anyway, where I'm like, okay, let's build a team. So, but I do need help now too. Yeah. So I think adding somebody to help with either, I am going to be bringing somebody on here within the next month just to kind of help more with customer service and current clients and all that fun stuff. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Awesome. So we talked about your leads, your ads. We talked about CrankWheel. I did want to touch upon other technology like your CRM. Like, what's the role of CRM in your business? Would you recommend agents use some form of CRM? How's that? What role does it play in your business?
Yeah, I think that's huge. I try to be, except for when I'm not, but I try to be very organized. Until everything just gets out of control, and then it's just, but I do like having the option to categorize my clients. Am I following up with them, move them to this category? I like my tasks. I like to go through my contacts and see, okay, who do I have to follow up with today? But you hear my kids are probably screaming in the background. I don't know.
You're good.
Okay, it's summer. Yay. But I do like that aspect of the tasks, but my tasks are they're getting a little, that's why I like to schedule the follow-ups immediately on my phone call, so that my follow-up is an appointment that's booked, as opposed to just giving them a call. What's going on? Do you want to do this? Because I feel like that takes, multiple calls typically. So
yeah.
So yeah.
You feel like you're getting a return on your investment into the CRM?
I do. I like the AI that's going to be, they're essentially booking most of the appointments. They're doing the follow-ups. There's a few times where people can get annoyed if they are getting too many follow-ups, but it's been, for me, I've been kind of overwhelmed with appointments and getting, that I haven't been, when a lead comes through immediately, I have not been calling them right away like you recommend. And I'm like, if I did that, I think I would be, so much better. But I'm just, it's a really good problem when I'm just like, I've got a lot, going on every day. So I'm trying to keep on track of, on top of my leads, which is a really good problem. So
that's a really good problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm fine with that, but I need to be better. I need to get up earlier, have more hours in the day. So
yeah. Well, I know you're probably a self-critical kind of person. I know talking with you on other calls, sometimes you don't like take it for granted. You don't you're very like even keeled, and maybe it's because you're a business owner before, you've been doing this for a while, you're educated, but you seem to like you don't seem like you don't get overly emotional about things, at least not talking with us. You're just like even on the wins sometimes you'll be like, yeah, I wrote this much, and you're like, yeah, it's going well. Where I'm like, dude, you're like a star player at your agency, you're doing great. But it's, maybe that's good, because it does take a lot of consistency, right, to do this and to do it consistently every day. Like there's an emotional roller coaster, right, with selling, like when your whole income is dependent upon selling, or a huge chunk of your income anyway. So do you think that helps you out, like being what does consistency look like for you?
I mean, consistency is inconsistency, so last week was kind of it was more of a week of getting set up for this week. And then this, so this week's good, next week's going to be good, but I don't know. I think it is what it is. You got to keep working, keep, talking with people and keeping the pipeline, going, because you're going to have a bad week and then you're going to have a good week. And this is a good week. The last week wasn't as great. And I thought it was going to be, so it's just, you never know, but I don't think you can, it's tough, because even if you have a good week, it's like, all right, this was good. So you can celebrate for a little bit, but then it's like, all right, now what about next week?
You got to keep it going, right? You got to learn to kind of like curb your emotions. Any kind of sales role, right? I think a lot of agents ride that roller coaster a little too hard. Too high highs and too low lows.
Yep. So for me, it's more like, if you make a sale, great. But if you help somebody out, the more for me, it's like, if there's any customer issues, like that's the thing that that stresses me out. I don't like that. But it's nice when you help somebody and you make the sales. That's great. But you're gaining a customer too, so that's nice. Yeah,
that's true. Well, maybe as you bring someone on, you can help kind of offload some of that customer support stuff. So I want to give you like a lightning round of questions here. We're going to blast through a few, so you can just give some quick answers.
Let's do it.
Let's see here. Biggest, you might not want to answer this one. Let's do AP. Most AP written in a month. That's annual production.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. But again, I am not the person that is looking hardcore at numbers right now. I don't even know. I have no idea. Some weeks it's been great. I'm top 5 and they'll tell me and it's like, oh, you did 50. I'm like, that's great. I'm not, I have tried not to look at the numbers. But this year I'm probably going to. Going forward, yes, I will look at those numbers, but I just, sorry.
All right, fair enough.
Not
Next
a good number
question.
for you, or good answer for you.
What line do you say to clients more than any other?
So when would you like me to follow up? When can we follow up? I think that's the one. I'm like, okay, so next week is good. What time? Great. No, I think it's, oh goodness. I think initial phone call, probably I'm just like, all right, I want to know what your situation is. And that's my opening line, is when I call somebody. I'm like, all right, I'm a broker, but I have a little bit of information from you, want to know what your current situation is, and then I can go from there.
Yeah.
And they like that, because that gives them an opening to just talk a little bit about themselves.
Yeah, so typically, and maybe you kind of said some of it there, but what is your first line when someone picks up the phone?
Yeah, no, it's hi, I'm Allison. I'm a broker. I'm in your state, and I have a little bit of information. Looks like you're in New York. Looks like you're going to lose coverage. So what's going on? Are you on a marketplace plan, Cobra? Tell me your situation. And then I work with multiple carriers. I work on your behalf. But I want to know what you want. What are your priorities? And then from there, I can give you some options.
Okay. So you get them talking pretty fast.
Right off the bat. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
What's one thing every insurance trainer teaches that's wrong? Or maybe a piece of advice that you hear all the time. You're like, I don't think so.
I really don't like the whole fast talk. Hi, I this is how I talk when I talk with people. But again, maybe that's doing cold calls and just trying to get on the phone immediately. I don't know. I try to do opposite of what current brokers, because I get called and contacted by brokers because I'm probably part of a list of self-employed individuals that need health insurance. So I try to see what they do, or I talk with them, and then I typically try to do opposite of what they're doing. So I don't know. I don't know, but
no, that's
most
fine.
of the time it's good. It's good, but I don't like the whole don't give them any information until they're signed up, and I'm like, I think.
Oh yeah, you did mention that earlier.
Yeah, I think that's weird, because I would immediately not trust you at all if you're not sending me information. So
Yeah. All right, next question. Best advice you've ever got?
From a friend of mine who runs an agency. It wasn't even about insurance, but I was talking to him about something, and he said, nobody cares. Like, stop worrying. What are you worried about? So, like, if you're on the phone, like, I love that. Because, like, if you're on the phone and somebody is mad at you, and they're like, you're a scam, or something like that, because you're going to get some weird things that people are yelling at you about, and then you can't take those personally. And I have, and I'm like, and I'll email them back. I'm like, no, this is me. I'm like, I've had somebody, take go on my Facebook and see a picture of me and say, this is not you. You stole this picture. Because they didn't know it was me. And so they're like, I'm going to report you. And I'm like, this is me, man. Like, this is my NPN. What do you want? Like this, So I think that you're going to encounter some people that are just, it's like any person. If somebody's not, or I've had some people say some, not so great things to me or text me, and I think just shake it off, brush it off, and onward. Some people you're not going to be able to help, and that's unfortunate. And but you just have to move forward. So
nice. If you weren't in insurance, what would you be doing?
Oh, I would be doing, some sort of business owner. I don't know. That's probably it. I've been self-employed. There's no way I could ever. I think my MBA was in executive management. There's no way I could ever go into a corporate job ever. Yeah. So I'm self-employed for life.
So you figure it out. You'll figure out a business and go with it.
Yeah.
All right, last question for you here. If you lost everything tomorrow, your book of business, your contacts, and you had to start over from scratch, you didn't have any of your systems in place, you had 30 days to rebuild it, what would you do on day one?
So if I'm doing the same thing, but I lose everything and I have to start again.
Just start again.
I mean, I would do the same thing that I've done. I would utilize, if I'm doing insurance, and that is because I have sold a lot of policies that are with one carrier, and that's not great, because if that one carrier goes belly up like that, you can't do it. So I've been definitely diversifying, but
what I mean is, like, in insurance, let's say you got to restart, you're brand new, what do you do first week, let's say?
Yeah, I would do what I've done with you guys, which I would do the ads and I would do the CRM. I wouldn't spend any of the money that I spent. I probably spent $5,000 just getting started and trying to buy leads or doing, contracts. I like the Facebook ads. That's all I'm doing right now, which, again, all my eggs are in one basket, so I don't know if that's great or not, but I'm like, I'm okay for right now. But I would do that. I
don't mind if all your eggs are in one basket with us.
I know you don't, but I do, because I'm like, what happens? Like,
no, I'm kidding. If you started struggling, we would help you. We'd help you.
Okay. So this is all I'm doing. I'm not doing any other leads, and so because I just don't need to. I haven't even had time to think about it, which is great. That's a great problem to have. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe when I get more people, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still going with it. I'm going with the flow.
Well, you're doing great. It's working really well for you. You had an amazing first year. You're doing great this year. It's been a pleasure to work with you. And I hope we continue to do a good job for you. And yeah, if something stops working, we'll still help you out. We'll point you in this direction. We'll get this set up for you. We got lots of tools and stuff, so we'll make sure that you're good to go no matter what. But I really appreciate you jumping on here, taking time out of your schedule, and making it work. So thanks for all your insights, and yeah, here's to a great 2026 for your business too. And we're not even in open enrollment yet, so if you can keep this pace going, you're gonna do crazy good at the end of the year.
No, I don't know what's gonna happen. I need help. I need help. So you need help too. You got to hire some more people.
Yeah, we did hire another person a couple months ago, but we have tools now that allow us to scale and manage our business like crazy now because of some of the stuff we built. I've been building some YouTube videos about it, but yeah, it's just the new technology and the systems that we've built have allowed us to scale with a really lean team. And so we don't need to hire just yet, but if we do, we will. And we'd like also having interaction with our clients, like not being so disconnected to where we never have our finger on the pulse. So we like that. It sometimes is diminished a little bit. We can't be interacting with people as much as we want, but yeah, it's a great time to be in the insurance world and to be in the private health insurance world, and you're a good testament to that. But yeah, thanks again for jumping on though.
Yeah, you guys have been great to work with. Thank you for getting back to me, and you're very kind of real to work with and direct, and I like that and I appreciate that. And yeah, I'm excited to see what the rest of the year, and it's already June and I don't know how that happened.
I know. Yeah.
Now let's see what's going to happen for the rest of the year. So it'll be fun.
Awesome. Yep, it'll be fun. Well, thanks again. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks so much, Sean. Bye.